Welcome to Geek in the Sheets, a podcast where we indulge our nerdy passions and explore the latest in pop culture. I'm your host, Hi-Fi Mike, and as always, I'm joined by the bad guy, Kenny, and Joby-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, yeah.
And joining us again is Jenna. Jenna, want to tell us a little bit about yourself, since this is technically the main episode.
This is the main episode.
This is technically the main episode for the week.
Technically. My name is Jenna. I am a variety streamer, IRL cons, Fortnite, Call of Duty, all sorts of that fun stuff. I do the Tic Tacs. You guys good over there?
Oh, I was the first thing you playing Fortnite.
Your routing number?
No, I was the first thing you building. That was you building on Fortnite.
Routing numbers are public information.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
All right, so this week we're gonna do our first recap. So what we're gonna be doing this week, for the first one ever, is Blade. Blade. I don't know. It's a 1998 vampire movie. This single-handedly saved Marvel.
It came out in 98. I think it came out before that.
Came out in 1998. This movie saved Marvel. If it wasn't for this movie, they would have went bankrupt. They would have went under. We would not have it as it is today. So like it or hate it, Joe, this movie saved Marvel.
Listen, I'm just saying, if I seen this before, seen all the other Marvel movies, it would have killed Marvel for me.
This movie's fine.
Did you really not like it that much?
Nope.
We're gonna do a quick. We're just gonna do a quick overall talk about Blade, the movie, Blade character, just how it was in our lives. Everybody but Joe, because Joe's a hater. Bad guy. Do you have any history of Blade?
History of Blade. I would just say this one of the movies where like I said, I think Wesley Snipes needs to be more appreciated when it comes to his acting, because his acting is always great. It always shows a lot of charisma in his movies, and this movie was fire. And especially, like I said, especially with a serious character like this, he's still able to put a little bit of his own spin into it, so he can be the comedic element too, if need be. So he has little funny scenes in there too. And I think this movie is just legendary. And he made it cool to be a vampire. He had a nasty ass haircut too, by the way. Nasty ass haircut, and he made it clean though. It was clean. It was like a high top fade, but it was like a mohawk. But there was like some of it cut in the back, and there's like tattoos everywhere. I don't know. He looked nasty, but it was clean for some reason. He had a trench coat with the bulletproof vest underneath, and I don't know. It was clean.
And this was a good time for vampire stuff because Buffy just came out the year before. So by the time season 1 ends, before or around season 2 coming out, you got Blade.
I've been rewatching that too.
A few years before, you had Interview with a Vampire. 90s was great for vampire stuff.
What? Interview with a Vampire was so good.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I got it's on my list. But Blade was fire. The Blade was fire, especially because people I think this one's really good. Then the second one's even better. And then the third one, we don't talk about that one. But yeah.
Jenna, do you have any sort of background or history with Blade? Character, movie, anything?
I was under the assumption that I've never actually seen the movie before. And then I started watching it and I'm like, oh, I've definitely seen this before. I agree with Kenny about I wish people remembered how badass vampires were in Blade, in Interview with a Vampire, all that kind of shit, and not this fucking Robert Pattinson, holy shit, I sparkle. The obsession with Twilight killed cool vampires. A lot of things for me. You know what I mean? As far as it being a Marvel movie, I mean, if you think about it, that was the most hardcore Marvel movie they've ever done.
Ever.
Yeah. Oh, it was insane.
The motherfuckers, the blood, the explosion, the gore. You don't have any of that in any of the newer Marvel.
They were tossing little Asian kids across the street and they all come in traffic.
I mean, if you think about it, I feel like the most serious superhero movie we had prior to this would have been a Batman movie, and I'm talking Batman Returns would have been the most serious movie.
Yeah.
Darkest at the time, darkest superhero movie. So this came out and it was mind blowing.
And it was mind-blowingly dark, but like you said, like Wesley Snipes slayed that fucking character.
Yeah.
It's all about, for me as an actor, if you can't deliver a completely serious role but still have like an airiness or like a kind of like that joking aura about it, like it's all about the delivery.
Yeah.
And I've seen
Right.
hit superhero movies, and then like I don't know, I liked Blade. I think Blade was definitely, how you said it saved Marvel, because it did.
Yeah.
But I think that it saved Marvel, but also forced them to clean it up a little bit in order to make it more watered down for everyone.
Like more family friendly is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wasn't family friendly at all. Like, and I don't know. I just love Wesley Snipes, especially if you look at a role like this, and then you have White Men Can't Jump, and and then you got Nino Brown. It's three. It's all the same person, but it's just the range is crazy.
But it's three different people. It's three
yeah.
different people. It can be the same person and be three different people.
The budget was 164 million. Let's play the box office game. Joe, how much do you think this movie made in box office?
200.
Bad guy?
I'm thinking about 400.
Jenna?
I'm probably about 37.
I'm
I'm like on the high end.
I'm upset that nobody decided to do the Price is Right thing, and do 401. It made $417 million. So, Kenny, you get a point.
Okay.
We're gonna add that to the list. Kenny is now in the lead, with 2 points.
Wow. Fucking landslide.
Wait, how the fuck has he got 2 points?
He's got 2 points. He got a point before, didn't he? I'll have to look at the scoreboard.
Oh, you're okay. I see what you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing
points
separate
overall.
points.
I told you everything we do. There's a point total. We are adding this up at the end of the season, and there's gonna be a winner and a loser. And all guests can also participate, obviously, and gain points. But anyways, yeah. So it made $417 million in the box office. That's insane. And then obviously 2 other movies came after that. Blade 2 I really liked, and Blade 3 I remember because Triple H, and then I remember the ending.
It's a action wise, it's good, and it's Ryan Reynolds is funny, it's Ryan Reynolds, but the movie, you can just see the difference in between like Blade 1 and 2 and then 3 is just.
But it's like we said, after the initial Blade, they watered it the fuck down.
Yeah, the third one. The second one, they didn't. I feel like they didn't do that because you had what's his name, Ron Perlman. He was the villain in the second one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he did a good job too.
I remember not liking the third one. I've seen 2 and 3, but I was never sure if I saw the entirety of the first one, which I didn't. I didn't see the
first 2 were good. First 2 were really good. The third one, no.
We gotta add.
I just watched it because I watched it a bunch of times because Triple H was in it. I was a wrestling fan, like crazy.
And that scene that he's fighting at the end, I think he's fighting. I want to say he's fighting Blade, like a straight on wrestling match.
No, he was fighting Ryan Reynolds. He was fighting.
Was
Ryan
it?
Reynolds.
I don't remember. I remember the scene because I remember Triple H in it. I don't remember anything else.
I think he hit him with an Oklahoma slam.
Yeah, it was like that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get started on this recap. All right. So we're gonna open up to a woman being carted into a hospital room, and her heart stops beating, and she's giving birth. Obviously, I mean, there's not much there.
Well, she got bitten by a vampire.
You're right. Something happened to her. Obviously, if you're coming to this movie fresh, you don't know a damn thing. You see this lady getting.
Oh, I see.
If you're like Joe and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a vampire movie when I started watching it. So.
You just
So he was the most fresh about it. He really didn't know why this woman was dying.
I came into this not knowing anything.
so that's perfect for when they get to the club. That's perfect because you're like,
You're
what?
right. Yeah.
I was
After the intro, we get to the redheaded. This part we're gonna go over now. We see a redheaded woman and a man driving. They go to a meat plant. That's not the
she's a porn
word, but
star.
I chose meat plant. They walk through to reveal an underground rave.
Yeah,
That
she's a
was
porn
really
star.
cool tonight. Yeah,
And
she's a
that
porn
was
star.
yeah, she's a porn star.
We'll
Tracy
just
Lord.
chime in with that.
Oh, was that who that was?
Yeah, that's Tracy Lords. And then
Which don't
Yeah.
go look up her porn. Wasn't she?
she was the one that
started off and she was underage. So don't
Yep.
go look her up because she
Yeah.
was underage when she started. Yes. So I didn't realize that was her, but they go to a club. They go into this club.
that's in a fucking slaughter.
Apparently, the song that's playing it's a popular
Slaughter.
techno song. It was like named like something to do with like vampires, something like that. I don't remember.
Party was lit though.
blood.
It looked lit though.
I was gonna
The
say
blood
you
came
got to
out.
be on drugs to like this, but you're not on drugs, and you liked it. So my whole theory's out the
Oh,
Oh,
window.
the party looked lit, and dude was getting head in the back. And he was,
Yeah, and so the man gets pushed around, and the lady he came in with dancing with somebody else, and they like push him away. And then we see the dad from Grounded for Life getting head. Donald Logue, I think that's how I say his name. He's getting head in a cowboy hat.
yeah.
And then the sprinklers turn on,
love
and then the sprinklers turn on, and the vampire, and then you get blood everywhere, all over everybody. I think that's when you realize it's a vampire movie, huh, Joe?
But the thing is, that's dumb because that's like their food. So that's like them sprinkling like Coca-Cola. Like that's
Ooh,
wild.
that'd be
It's like, why would you
awesome.
do
What are
that?
you talking about? If I was in
No,
if I
you
was
are
in a
sticky.
room, if I was in a room with burgers and then Coca-Cola started coming out of the sprinklers, I'd be super happy.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
No matter what, I love lemonade. If lemonade would start pouring on the thing, I'd be like, this is disgusting.
I'd be like, this is awesome. I don't even need a cup.
yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, so this is where we find out it's vampires, and then we get the introduction, and then this is when Blade steps in to he saves the dude.
With no fucking blood on him standing in there.
Hey,
Duh.
that's how clean he was.
Exactly, he's like immaculate, man.
That's the first part to piss me off, just so you know.
That
I was
he came
fine
in
with it.
clean.
And that he has 3 fucking seatbelts. The man wears
Did it-
3 fucking seatbelts.
Didn't the sprinklers turn off and then he walked in? Like you see the sprinklers start to turn off, then he walks in. That's why he's clean.
Everyone around him is covered in blood.
Okay, but he came in after the blood was off.
Yeah. But he should. But first off, if you're going to a club and you have to walk past a slaughterhouse to get into it, that should have been red flag number 1. First off, just saying that. So he should have known
Just
better.
tell me you've never been to an underground rave. It's fine.
I've never been to another underground rave.
I haven't either,
I've
but
been to
but if I had to
raves.
walk past that, I'm not going in there. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm leaving the second that it's
I've been
not
to
a
raves
rave.
in concrete factories. Like there's literal like you have to walk through the factory.
I've seen him on TV.
to go. Like oh no, I've been to
That
them.
sounds disgusting.
When we go to we've been
Right.
to Chicago. I went to
Oh,
Chicago.
I'm
for-
definitely not doing that in Chicago.
Yeah, right, Chicago or Detroit.
That's
Count that
literally
off.
how you
mark
die.
that off. I'm not doing that.
Jokes on you that I want to fucking live, Joe.
So obviously, what Blade is played by Wesley Snipes, Joe.
Wait, can we go back to him wearing 3 seatbelts for a second though? Like, what the fuck is that?
It was the 90s.
Buckled up for safety, bro.
Recycle.
It was a bulletproof vest with he had the weapon strapped to him. That's what it was.
Right, and
All 3
right, he
seatbelts are right
needs-
next to each other though.
Right, but he needs the
That's enough.
extra.
Each one, but the fucking foot long silver spikes were against it. Were threaded through those 3 belts, my love.
It's actually 5 seatbelts now that I'm looking at
Needed
it.
support.
I love Blade's roundhound kick.
Oh yeah, that's nothing.
Blade
about
has
Wesley Snipes.
such
He
a
can-
great roundhouse kick.
Wesley Snipes is also fire at martial arts too. So it's just I don't know. He's
It-
I was gonna say he's like a belted certified martial artist.
yeah.
Certified freak.
the full auto gun, the pistol, the
days
full
a
auto
week.
pistol. I'm here for it. Like, it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
It's great in the game, the Blade 2 game.
That pull game.
I tell you what, I am not playing a Blade 2 game.
Oh no, it's fun. I
It
love it.
looked fun. I remember seeing the
It
trailer. back
really
in the
is
day.
fun. It's I did you play PS2, Joe?
Yeah.
Because you didn't like Indiana Jones. And that was pretty
Indiana
much
Jones was trash.
that was pretty much a PS2 adventure game.
There's definitely a million better PlayStation 2 games.
I mean the adventure genre is pretty similar. Action in general, like an action game on PS2. That's
Like the movie,
pretty
the
much
movie
how they
ones.
play.
Mummy 2 when it returns.
So we
Ugh,
get the
so good.
dad from Grounded for Life. His name is Quinn. He tells his vampire army to attack
I got
Blade,
some
and they all
shit to say
get
about him.
their asses handed to them. Quinn then gets hung from the wall with stakes, and then
First
set on fire.
time he should have killed him. First time he should have killed him. But keep going.
Yeah, he sets on fire.
Can you?
The cops are way too nonchalant about this man that's set on fire.
Go ahead.
What? So why did he not die when he was?
He's a vampire,
But all the other vampires were dying.
right? But his heart didn't get, or head didn't get chopped off, and his heart didn't get exploded. So therefore, he can live.
So when? Okay.
So that's how vampires die.
That's why when he gets his hand cut off, it regenerates. It just
Right.
looks all like.
If
Yeah,
his head gets cut off, he's dead. If his heart gets punctured,
Okay.
he's
I
dead.
guess I didn't know that about vampires.
I think that's just vampire lore, right?
In this,
That's like vampire basics.
in this world though, if a vampire gets set on fire, he's fine. Like if he
Right.
gets burnt up, he's fine. Anywhere else, like they'll be dead. But in this world, they're fine
No,
because remember
not
the
really,
twerking
unless it
scene
was
later
by-
on with the fat dude.
Right, but that's only by sunlight. That's by UV.
Right.
That's not.
No, but
So there's a
but-
difference between fire
no, but
and
I'm
sunlight.
like if you're talking about like let's say Buffy the Vampire Slayer, they set them
Yeah.
vampires on fire, they're dead.
Yeah. But I think in Buffy too, though they don't regenerate, but you can live with your arm cut off if you're a vampire.
Yeah. That's
they
what-
only I mean if like really die if you hit him again head heart
It just-
or in that case set him on fire.
He really.
the thing with Quinn pissed me off though. Like I said, we're gonna get into that. He pissed me off. What was going on with that?
He also in that rave did some weird ass move where he like crotch shot the one girl and then shot her in the head. Like what?
Oh, I love that.
She was
That's
like,
fantastic.
Yeah, he sack tapped her. Gave her a little clip flick.
Little
Hey,
clam jam.
that's what she known for.
It was a pretty fun scene. Overall I liked the fight. The fight
To
was
start
fun.
the start the movie off to bring you in. That's
Yes.
a great scene to start.
Oh,
off with.
absolutely.
Just when
Then
he's
we
in the
cut.
middle and just throws the like battering thing. Just.
Oh yeah.
Catches it. Like,
Cut to the paramedics opening up the body bag of a charred Quinn, and this is when we go and meet Karen and Curtis. Karen is sick of Curtis's shit. She doesn't believe this is the sample is legit because it's not doing things that samples normally do. Even though, again, I have a problem with this because we find out later. I was gonna say we find out later vampires have always been around. How have we never come? Has she never come across it? Because clearly there's a lot of fucking vampire violence.
they're supposed to live in secrecy in this movie.
Right, but
they were coming off like the mob, low key,
But
like the way
Blaze-
they were acting.
Right, and Blade's been killing them for how long now? So there's
Yeah,
got to
he's
be
been
other
doing it.
bodies somewhere, right? Like this isn't the first time this happened.
No, he
That's
just kept
my
him
thought.
alive for some reason, but
Just
don't
Quinn.
understand why.
Out of all the
He
time,
just-
he just leaves
For
one.
no reason, it pisses me off throughout the whole movie. So many people died because of this. Because he kept keeping him. This scene right here is another scene where so many people died because of fucking Quinn being alive still.
Curtis cuts open the cuts open the corpse, and does the one thing she asked not to do, and asked about the relationship, and then Quinn jumps up and bites Curtis, and Karen bounces but still gets bit.
These
Blade,
vampires suck so long.
yeah, they're hungry, man.
Right, but they got all these bodies, but they jump on and they fucking suck for like a full fucking minute before they move on to the next victim that's running away.
You gotta get all the blood, you know.
Right.
Get all that.
You gotta get as
Bro,
much
kill
as
all of them
possible.
and then suck them all.
But you can't. You gotta get it as well as fresh. You gotta get it while it's just fresh. And I think that's a thing in like Interview with a Vampire. You have to get it while it's X amount of time, otherwise the blood is bad.
The blood is bad because the cells burst and die.
You got to get them as soon as possible. I'm sure they want their blood pretty warm too.
They want it done as fast as Kenny's steaks.
So Blade comes in, and this is where we get the best one of the best lines of the movie. Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
When the cops are shooting at him.
Yeah. I love that. That was a legitimate howl. I howled.
Because it just seemed like he was like, I know this was a movie, but it seemed like he was genuinely mad at them. Are you
out of your damn mind?
It seems like the character was hilarious.
The ballsiest jump, like when he jumps out the window and he throws her, he yeets the fuck out of her.
Bruh, she should have died. The way he
there's no way.
My arm is dislocated.
He was like head first. She was like, huh?
She has no blood. He's throwing her around.
Tossed her.
Maybe that's why.
My problem with movies too, where it's like, how the fuck did you just roll in a car for 7 minutes straight? Just you have not a scratch. There's no blood. Your hair is still perfect.
Tossed her.
Blowout's the same. The fuck.
We come in.
Furious, they don't stop to get gas.
This is where we meet Whistler, played by Chris Christopherson. Where he looks like Chris Christopherson, where he looks like he's playing Jeff Daniels playing Whistler.
He looks like Raiden from the first Mortal Kombat.
Isn't he?
No, it's not him. It's not him.
Who plays Raiden in the first movie?
I forget his name, but it's not him.
I don't know. But I remember he's white.
They all look the same.
It was Christopher Lambert. Is his name?
Okay, is that his name? Okay, yeah. Chris Christopherson looks like
he was the Highlander. If you ever seen Highlander, that was him.
For the longest time, I didn't realize this was not Jeff Daniels. I'm serious. Until I looked it up, I thought it was Jeff Daniels and not Chris Christopherson, which is a hard name. That is an awful name. Is it Christopher Christopherson?
Oh God, don't say that.
And I really, this is where he injects her with a serum, tells her if she doesn't take it, she's gonna turn. This is a great introduction of Whistler. I think they really kind of get around to that really well and explain what he is and who he is.
Another great part of the movie because now it's a race against time too in the movie too, so that's also good.
Right. Then we get to the Council of Vampires, where they're basically the mafia. It's the mafia vampires. We get a debrief, and they ask for Deacon Frost, played by Stephen Dorff, and they tell him that he's an awful vampire and that he's not pure blood, and he's basically just the worst.
He's a
which they're right.
No, they were racist because he was half vampire, half human.
They were racist. But they were also right. He's an asshole.
I mean, but they're assholes too, though.
They are assholes, but they're not trying. They're like, look, man, we got a good thing going. We're already running everything. Stop fucking shit up, man. They're trying to turn this into that other movie.
But I don't know. He's trying to. They were being racist though. They were like, they were called him. I forgot the words they were called him, but because he was half and half, they were saying all kind of racist shit to him.
Yeah, they were saying some pretty fucked up shit, but he also. He was too big for his britches.
Britches.
Being born a vampire is wild. It's a weird thing to think about. Before this movie, I didn't realize that could be a thing. We see Blade walk into a store as he shops, as he tosses a bag of watches, and he gets a vial of something. I assume it was for a serum or something. I didn't necessarily catch what it was.
This scene. Yeah, I don't remember that scene.
It was very quick. But he's doing it for a reason. Karen wakes up, and we get a look at the apartment she's in, and she fucks around with the sword. And for some reason, thinks eavesdropping makes sense when she could have just walked in and be like, "Hey guys." And they weren't like, I don't feel like they were saying anything secretive. Like, it really didn't seem like they were saying anything they needed to hide. So then Karen gets caught up. They do all the exposition, and Whistler explains that they hunt vampires, and basically that vampires are real. Blows their fucking mind, man.
I'll throw you all the way off. You're like, what?
you, Mr. Crispy, what do you think?
That
was another one of the lines. The sword sound effect is amazing. It's
like something like that.
Right. It's just it was just like, really? Like this is great sound effects. Like I wonder what the sound effect dude was doing. He's like, all right, let's figure out a sword. Like I want to know how many different prototypes you went through. Like you get like a horn. He's like, I want somebody to redo this movie with different sound effects.
It's just Owen Wilson going wow.
Wow. Yeah, the sword every time the sword like wow. We see Dragonetti again, played by Udo Kier. He comes in to talk more shit to Frost, and Frost gets his shit rocked. And we learn that Frost is trying to decipher an old dead language, and basically he does more. Dragonetti says more racist shit towards him.
Was this when he slapped
Harry Potter? Yeah.
And that slap was nowhere near his head, but
yeah, but he still gets his shit rocked. Like he's a great actor. Stephen Dorff can't say shit about Stephen Dorff. He could definitely pretend he gets his shit knocked in.
Lamagra, that whole thing, I'm not gonna lie, that part didn't make sense, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, whenever you want to, because it happens multiple. Like I've got some nits to pick.
I'll wait till later.
Come in with, because I put my notes in here, so. My talking points are here, so whenever you want to say something, just go ahead and say it.
All right, I got
you. Where was I at? So Karen is packing up, and Officer Krieger, played by Kevin Patrick Walls, walks in and startles Karen. He just walks in and startles Karen. Then he pulls out a gun. She maces him with garlic, but he's not a vampire.
Yeah.
Blade comes in and explains that Krieger is a familiar. We find out that Frost is behind the attacks.
Want to be a vampire?
Yeah, he wants to be a vampire. He just hasn't got bit yet. It reminds me a lot of the familiars in, or the one familiar in What We Do in the Shadows.
I've never seen that.
It's all right. I haven't been able to finish it. I've been watching it off and on.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
That sounds really familiar.
What We Do in the Shadows? It has what's his name?
Oh, never mind. This is a TV show. I was thinking of a movie.
There's a movie too. No, there's a movie too.
Oh.
There's a documentary that came out. Mockumentary, not really a documentary.
Not what I was thinking of.
I don't know what happened to our guest, but I assume she'll be back.
She said that her computer crashed.
Got it. Yeah, she'll be, if she's running Windows 10, she'll be back in an hour. So we're not exactly the March of Dimes. Was as a justification for robbery. I thought that was great, and then he throws the fake watch. And I thought that was great. There's great physical comedy in this movie too.
Oh yeah.
We see Krieger has blood in his trunk. How is this man just pulling out a gun on a cop in broad daylight?
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
He just like regardless of you being Blade, you still just pulled out a cop or pulled out a gun on a cop.
Pulling out a cop would be even more insane.
Yeah, he pulled out a cop. Whole cop. We see we follow Krieger to the safe house in one of the weirdest cut chase scenes in a movie.
It was the 90s. It was in the 90s.
It was. We see
It's a bunch of fast cuts. It's 90s.
Yeah, you see a fast cut, and then is this where we get the fast cut and then the slow cut? I think I made that.
It's probably that thing where, because
it might be later.
They cut to, they show a building, you see it go through time, or go from daytime to nighttime and shit like that. It's definitely 90s.
Another great line. There are worse things out there tonight than vampires. Like what? Me.
Yeah, me. Yeah, I would say me.
Me. We then get the video game tutorial about how to kill a vampire.
Oh yeah.
We get the basic tutorial, and then we see a bunch of old Chinese men watching Chinese schoolgirls. But apparently, so they're all vampires. So this is just a Chinese vampire place where they watch Chinese vampire schoolgirls.
So is that the part they were singing?
Yeah.
That was awful.
Like, I thought that was such an awkward cover. Like,
that was a weird. I don't know what they were singing. It was like,
yeah.
Jeez.
That was like, what is this? Mortal Kombat was playing in the background.
This is then when we go down to the archive, and Blade explains how vampires already basically run everything. Yeah. So we get that twice, and he already knows. So I feel like why isn't he taking down like the main vampires?
They're hidden. They're kind of like hidden in the.
I feel like he would have figured it out by now.
You gotta get to him.
Not good enough for it.
You gotta get to him.
Frost is having a party, and we see a woman with him, but we don't get a good look at her face as she leaves. Frost gets called out, and Keegler, whatever his name is, it doesn't matter. Explain. He got his ass kicked. Kriegler then gets bitten and thrown into a pool.
Okay.
Which, go ahead.
This is my question right here. So when I watched it this time, was that so when he bit him, was that a punishment, or was or was it a gift because he wanted to be a vampire?
No, he was punishment. He killed him.
He killed him. Okay, I didn't know if he killed him or turned him. I can't remember.
Because we don't see him later, and he went face down into the pool. I'm assuming. Plus, I think to be vampire, I don't know how it works in this. I don't know if you just get bit for a certain amount of time you become a vampire, or you have to feed your blood to them.
Because I was about to say, because some are different. Like on Buffy, you get bit for a little bit, then you turn when you turn. Then you turn. If it has to be a little bit, but if you drain them, then you kill them. And then some of them is like I have to bite your blood. You have to bite me back, and it's like like an STD.
Yeah, you gotta drink their blood. Like Interview with a Vampire has that, where you gotta drink their blood.
STV.
The sexually transmitted vampire.
Yeah.
So then we get I think all right, so hold on. So Quinn, I keep thinking his accent is temporary every time he starts to talk, and then I realize that's his voice.
Yeah,
that is the choice he's doing for the entire movie. This weird stoner Jersey boy, or not Jersey, but like
cowboy,
like it's such a weird accent.
But that's it. But that's his voice though, because remember when he talks on Gotham,
his voice, but he's very drawn out, very like Valley Boy, like super stoner, man. Like, yeah, man. But I know he doesn't normally talk like that.
That was like 90s, but that's like the 90s. Cocky evil guy though, because like that's how what's his name was on screen.
No, it's even less. Like it's literally just stoner.
I don't know.
It's just a stoner accent. Like the stereotypical like Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
Like that's what he thought he was doing.
That's how the California stoner sound. like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. They all sound like that.
Blade
Where's my car?
Blade and Karen find Pearl. The record keeper. Did I miss this part here?
That's the fat guy.
Blade. Yeah. Blade learns that Frost is trying to awaken the blood god.
That shit is so gross. He's like, "It's La Magra."
Yeah. That was nasty.
That's the only part I skip. Every time I watch the movie, I skip that part. It's so.
I
gross.
never thought that I would see something like a person in a movie more disgusting than the guy in Gamer. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie.
No.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, I
seen that.
have.
But
That was gross.
that dude was
I haven't seen
disgusting.
it in a
And
while.
this one was worse.
Yeah,
This was a real life Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
He
said, "When he gets find you, he's gonna get you."
Yeah,
He said CG for
and his
98.
voice. Ugh.
We go into a room with pages from the Bible. I can't talk tonight. 3
Bible.
episodes in, man.
Didn't they have to go through a freezer to get into that room too?
Yeah, I think so. I cut through that. I was like, I realized how deep these notes were. I'm like, all right, we can skip some locations here. A room so important that they instantly start destroying all of it. When Quinn comes, when they get attacked, they really did not care much about this room. Apparently, these ancient texts that have been around for thousands of years just ripped.
Yeah.
They put them in glass. They didn't put them in non-breakable glass, regular glass.
That was wasn't that the little black girl was kicking him around?
Yes.
Yeah. She teared his ass up.
Blade gets ambushed by Quinn. Why is Quinn so out of breath this entire scene?
I'm trying to remember what he said. Like, give me a line for.
I don't know what he said. I didn't write down what he said, but every time he talked, he was just out of breath. just completely dead.
I don't. Think I noticed that.
I don't remember it, so I gotta.
Again, I watched this movie twice, and then I had to go back and restart parts. So there's things that I picked up on. Blade gets him. No, we did that. Whistler appears and bows everyone down, which was great.
Yeah, Whistler was cold. Whistler was cold too.
And during that scene, is this where we get the one dude touching the sword and then it just completely taking off his hand?
Weird.
And then that laugh because he knows it'll regrow.
He was weak. You got your hand cut off. You're cracking up like he's somebody from Jackass.
Yeah, right.
His whole hand came off, and it's just I don't know. I think that's impractical. I would say like for a sword that literally cuts your hand off if you touch it, because if blades slip up one time, it's a wrap.
Yeah, but he knows. He's practiced so that he knows where things are.
True.
He put it probably somewhere that he wouldn't hit it. Sorry, folks. Where was I at here? Oh, Whistler appears above everyone's down. I'm too old for this. Someone get me a goddamn wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They put Blade's shoulder back into place, and then he takes a serum.
He was in it shaking.
Shaking. He had that withdrawal, man.
Needed it.
Whistler explains Blade and his history, so we get more exposition. He also explains that vampires killed his own family, and that's why he's killing vampires. Blade is being super broody, sitting in the corner, explaining again what we just heard. This movie has a lot of re-explaining things we just heard.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we hear about the sun god or whatever like 5 times.
No, the blood god.
The blood god, is that what it was?
Yeah, the Magra, the blood god.
It's your Magra.
Blade is being super broody, sitting in a corner, explaining again what we just heard. Quinn gets bit in the stump.
Bruh.
Quinn
should have died so long ago, bro.
Frost and gang put sunscreen on, and they bring Dragonetti out to see the sunrise.
Which is wild.
Frost bites his or pulls out Dragonetti's teeth.
Disrespectful.
How does he not have security?
They had to have killed him. They had to have killed him. I think Deacon's Frog gang was too deep. His gang was too deep.
The way his body exploded, that was great explosion.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was intense because we never saw an original vampire die. We've only seen the regular ones, like the ones that have been turned. The original vampire is
in
a
the
lot.
sun. Yeah, Joe, what did you think about this scene?
I didn't care for any of them exploding, honestly.
What was wrong? What did you like about this exploding? This man exploding, though.
I'd have to see it again with him exploding. I just remember all the other ones that were exploding. They were just like
they set on fire.
It looked like they were about to burst into butterflies. Is what it looked like.
Oh, later on, yeah.
Oh, you talking about when they turn into bats, whatever the thing was.
So I like that Frost is just in charge now. You would assume that they have a contingency plan and also like again some security, but Frost is just in charge.
Well, I think I feel like the strength of numbers thing, and there's only like 5 of them compared to however many people Deacon Frost had control over. He was like, look, and you got to remember, he was promising, he's like, look, we're going to be gods after this. They say this later, but he was like, we're going to be gods. So, of course, if you hear you're going to be a god, I'm going to see what's up with you. These 5 people ain't did nothing for me. I'm going to see what's up with you. And that's what it was.
Yeah, but the fact that he just walked in, nobody had an issue. That's all, before he even said anything.
I just think it was a strength in numbers thing.
Again, they're a vampire mafia. You would think they'd have more numbers, but
I mean, most of them were in the nightclub. I feel like.
True, and next thing they're all on the Deacon Frost.
Blade shows Whistler he has a piece of the vampire Bible, which I don't know how he got so much out of such a little piece. Like, you're telling me that computer piece said everything this movie's about?
That computer was cold.
Why giving him the Why give him the paper if he has the fucking hard drive? Like, hey, I got a hard drive with all of it.
Yeah.
Karen makes an exploding weapon. So like a serum, but it explodes.
You was trying to make the serum, fucked around and made it.
Right. She fucked around and made the opposite. Karen draws Blade's blood, and we find out Whistler has cancer. We get a Blade walking down the street, and he sees Frost holding a girl hostage, and he explains he wants to kill humans. And it's like, that
was Wendy Wu.
Frost wants, was it?
That was Wendy Wu. He had.
What SPF are they wearing? These vampires have to have like SPF 3000.
Here's the thing about that. That was a weird way to get around.
What about a scalp?
That was a weird way to get around that. To get around not being like to being in the sunlight, because it was interesting, but it's like you'd have to put that everywhere, your eyeballs, anything, because anything touches sunlight, you should blow up. So that was a weird.
That's what I'm saying.
I need to go back to something really quick. Wendy Wu, what the fuck are you like Brenda Song? Wendy Wu, who are you talking about?
Yeah, Brenda Song.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, she was just young as hell.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How fucking she must have been like super young.
Brenda Song is 35 years old, so no, she would have been like 12.
Okay. I guess she's older than I thought.
Yeah. Time does that, man.
Especially with child stars too.
Another line. Frost, you're nothing to me but another dead vampire. Blade takes a couple shots and the kid gets thrown to high hell, and Blade saves her from almost getting run over by a bus that doesn't even fucking attempt to slow down.
He's
like, well, fuck it. Take her on the road.
Like, whoop,
there was plenty of time.
She was getting up all slow. She was like,
right.
Like, you'll wake your ass up.
Vampires infiltrate Whistler's warehouse. Frost beats down Whistler and spits on him.
They beat the shit out of him in that scene.
He leaves Quinn to finish him off, which apparently is an awful idea because he didn't.
He did not.
He didn't kill him.
And here's the wild thing too. He just walked up and just slapped the dog shit out of him as soon as he walked in there. I forget what he said. He was like, "Nice place," and just slapped the shit out of him.
Oh, this is where we get the here's where we get slow mo montage. Another montage of Blade preparing. He meditates, and then starts cutting into a plant. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, when he tossed it.
Yeah, I didn't understand what the plant was. What the point of that was. Not sure why he had to knock everything off that table.
Yeah, it was 90s. That's all I can say about that. It was 90s. They had to destroy stuff.
It's like Teenage Mutant Vampire Hunter. Because he has angst. That was the joke.
I got it.
All right. Frost has Karen, and she says she has a cure. Blade breaks in and lays waste the entire vampire SWAT team. I don't know. Yeah. I know there was a transition here, but apparently I missed it. Frost telling Quinn to shut the fuck up was great.
Oh yeah, no, because that was cool. That was hilarious. Because he was like, he said, "What happened?" He said, "Yeah, he had the and then shut the fuck
up." So him cutting the plant, I just looked it up, was a symbol of him cutting off his roots.
So I was saying like, fuck these vampires. And
right,
move,
which is just it was random as I didn't understand that, but yeah,
I thought maybe it was like garlic or something, or he's gonna use it for a serum or something.
I would have watched that scene again. He said, "Yeah, with the sword and the knife." Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Where was I at? Oh, Blade.
SWAT team.
The fight in the hallway was super fun. It was super violent, and Blade. They blew up like a pimple when he hits him with the serum. He just fucking.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, it was so fucking cool. Blade reveals the woman in Frost's room, and it's his fucking mom, bro.
Yeah, that's wild.
I didn't realize it, like, at first, and I was like, holy shit, that was Blade's mom. Also, if she died, how'd she name him Eric? She died. We watched her die. She didn't say a damn thing.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So like, did she just decide to name him Eric, and he's just finding out his name's Eric? He's like, oh, Eric, that was way fucking better than Blade.
I never thought about that. Yeah, because she for sure died before she got to see it. Like, she barely saw him, and she was like reaching out.
Because she didn't go to as far as we know, she didn't go to a vampire hospital, right? She went to a regular hospital. They're going to declare her dead. If not, they would have given her the kid back.
I forgot his name was Eric.
Because she calls him Eric through the rest of the movie.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
So Eric gets attacked from behind, and Frost feels that he bit
Eric.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Please don't call him Eric.
Eric. I should start calling him Eric from the beginning of the movie. He's like, who the fuck is Eric? Blade gets attacked from behind. Blade and Karen get brought to the Temple of Eternal Light. Blade is struggling because he needs the serum. He's having withdrawal from not having any serum or blood. Frost throws away the vials, thinking it is the serum. Right? Because it's not. That's the blowy up vial, right? Or was that a serum?
I think
because that's why he tells him to try it. He might like it, because then he'll blow himself up. Because that's what I understood.
I thought, from what I remember, the serum wouldn't do anything to Blade, but it would blow them up.
Right, but he had his own. He needed his own serum for his withdrawals, because he has to get shot up with that.
Well, they took everything off of Blade when they went in that room. All he had on was pants. That's all he had on was pants.
Right, and then they also took off that armband with the serum.
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure if that was his withdrawal serum, like his, or if that was the bomb serum.
I think it was the one and the same. I just think they can't handle it like he can.
No, because he. I
I don't know. I
because
had I gotta.
Because I thought that was the one she made, that Karen made.
I thought they were the same, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought it was one and the same. I thought it was he can handle serum, but they take it, they blow up.
Because she showed because he already had a serum though.
Yeah, but he needed somebody to make it for him still. Because I mean, old boy's dead now.
Oh, I think he needed a new serum, right?
He was running out. He was running out. Yeah, he's running out.
Or he needed a new serum because he started to become resistant to it.
Okay, I knew something like that. I don't know. I just know that she was making him serum.
Right.
Something happens later on.
I thought it wasn't good. I thought he couldn't take it because it would blow him up too. I don't think that any of that was explained, right? I don't think they explained that either. I think they just kind of assumed that you'd know.
Yeah, I thought it was all one and the same. He can take it, they can't.
That's what I thought. But I guess it would make sense that he would need a separate one.
Whistler's dead at this point, right? I thought I wrote that down. Apparently, I missed that.
Yeah, because
oh yeah, Blade leaves him to finish himself off.
Yeah,
I see that now. I wrote that down. I apparently just didn't finish that sentence.
Because you haven't seen. Yeah, it's pissed me off. Something about
So they get brought to the temple. Karen gets thrown into a pit where zombie Curtis is waiting. This is where we find out that sometimes they don't turn into vampires; they turn into zombies.
That was weird.
Nobody knows why.
That was weird. It just don't take like.
But the fucking line, bro. Tell me, Karen, do you ever have second thoughts about us? Fucking love that delivery.
Oh yeah, it was creepy.
Love that delivery. That was great. I loved it. Blade gets pushed into a stone tomb-like structure. Why the fuck is his mom so sexual?
Yeah, it was like a weird like Freudian thing going on between them two. I don't know. Was
it Freudian? No, it was obvious. She wanted to fuck her son to the point where she said, "I'm not even really your mom anymore, man. When I died, and then I became a vampire, and somebody knew. She's all about him."
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was kind of like, it was weird. It was really weird.
Joe, do you have any thoughts about Blade's mom trying to fuck Blade?
I mean, where did the movie? Yeah, trying to fuck Eric. You mean?
Yeah.
You didn't want Blade. You want Eric.
What state did this take place?
New York, maybe. I actually don't know.
New York. If it's New York, I'm against it.
Wait. What do you mean by that?
He's gonna go state by state.
Well, I mean, depending on the state, then I mean, some places it's the norm. So you don't want to take that from them.
Yeah, it's in New York.
Oh yeah, then that's fucking weird. Like it's not your stepmom, dude.
That's his actual mom. That is his birth mom.
Yeah, it's his birth mom.
That's fucking Eric's mom.
Fucking Eric. That's some Eric shit right there, man.
That's something Eric from South Park would do.
She would want to fuck Eric.
Some Eric shit, man. He talks some weird shit out, but that's some Eric shit.
I hate that his name is Eric.
I do too. I forgot that was his name.
That is definitely his name, and it reminded me when she said it. But the fact that she called him Eric, I was just really like, how?
He doesn't look like Eric.
His name Eric?
He doesn't look like an Eric at all.
Give him a cooler name.
Blade. He did.
I know, but I'm saying like he should have a cooler first name.
Blade. Karen lets Blade feed off her. Frost turns into a blood god, and the souls come out of the natural vampires. Blade's mom attacks Blade, but after more awkward sexual tension, Blade kills his mom.
Yeah, he bit old girl. That shit was creepy. Like not creepy, but that shit was like sexual too, though.
We get
like, take it.
Right.
Take it, Eric. He was like, ah!
Give me a
goddamn it, man.
He was like, ah! It was like he got an N1. He was like, N1.
Give me a picky, Eric.
Bite my neck, Eric.
Remember the time on South Park where Eric tried to get his mom to get breast implants, but she wouldn't do it, so he got it himself.
I don't watch South Park, so that's wild.
Oh,
to me.
I
And
love
his name,
I've only seen 2 episodes. Of
This is
it.
one
his
of the
name's
newest
Eric
South
Brooks.
Parks.
His name's Eric Brooks.
Eric
They
Brooks, oh my
again.
God.
How did he get a last name? He's Blade like Prince. That's what he should say. What's your name? Blade like Prince.
So his vampire dad is really Deacon Frost. So that's also
Right.
wild too.
So we get the I don't think I mentioned that. You find out that Frost is his dad, his vampire daddy.
Daddy.
We get the final battle between Frost and Blade, and Quinn dies almost instantly. This whole movie, and he's like, "Fuck it."
That's the part that's the part that pissed me off more than anything about this movie. Like, and I so many people died because you kept him alive for literally no reason. cut a hand off. And he was like, "Yeah, I got both hands. I know which one to kill you with." He just kills him immediately and catches his glasses, which was cool how they did it. But it was like you kept him alive for no reason.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't really understand him keeping him alive, but
Just on the background, like, "Oh, I got struck by lightning."
We see that Frost can quickly regenerate, and Blade wins by overdosing him with the serum Karen made by putting all the serum in him.
And that's okay. So that's why I was wondering. I was like, what was the point of Lamagra then? Because you still died off of vampire shit. It just took a little bit more. It took a little bit more.
That's the one thing about this movie. The villain is so short lived.
Yeah.
Nowadays we would have gotten a final battle with the god instead of like he would have tried to blow him up and it wouldn't have worked or something.
Yeah, I mean, because it was cool. The fight scene was cool before that. He was cutting his body in half, and he grew back together. And he was super. He had like super speed and like super strength. Because already got super strength because they're vampires. We had super strength, and it was lit. And his eyes was all red. He was like, "Ah!" But then he just got killed real quick, throwing that shit. And and then did you put in your notes the line he said before he died?
Oh, I guess I didn't.
He said, "This was wild. Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill."
Oh yeah, I wrote that down and I Wait, I swear I wrote that down.
Bro, that line kills me. I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah, I did. We see the Frost can quickly regenerate, and Blade wins by overdosing with the carrot. Look at you, you're a little bitch. I wrote that one down. I love that they use so many. Oh, this is where they use the slow mo and the double speed. Like one right after the other.
He just like,
Some motherfuckers always trying to skate uphill.
that is a fire quote.
It is, but it was like, why? It was like some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. Like, what?
I seen memes about that.
I love Blade's one-offs. Like he gets such great one-liners. Blade and Karen leave, and Blade doesn't want to be cured yet. Then we cut to Moscow. And Blade saves a Russian woman. And that is the movie. That is Blade from 1998, everyone.
I gotta say...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, the final fight there's a part that pissed me off, and it's that fucking bad jump that happened when Blade or Eric jumps at him. It looks so fucking bad.
Wait. When Blade jumps at him or when Deacon Frost jumps at him?
When Blade jumps.
I'm trying to remember.
It's super fucking awkward looking.
There was one part, didn't he jump up and get kicked in his back? He like rolled and he was like running away from him for like a quick second. Or like holding his blade. But that I do like the fact that with the end, with the because this is something they need to do this more in movies. Just because you have a male star of the movie and a female star of the movie doesn't mean they should always fall in love. This one, he was like, it just ended where he was like, "Hey, you want to help me? Make some more serum," and that was it.
Right.
He was like,
I don't want to be fixed yet.
Yeah, he's like, maybe some more serum. You want to do something for me? And I was like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
like,
that's
like
the things we didn't say is that serum would make him lose all of his powers, right? So he'd become human.
Oh yeah. Oh, she said when she said she had the cure. Because I don't think she. Cause I think she was because she didn't. I don't think she'd made the cure yet, but she was still trying to make the cure.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's cool and all, but maybe some more serum while you at it. Like,
all right. So best actor, we're gonna go into the awards. Best actor of this movie.
If it's not Wesley, I'm going Deacon Frost.
I'm going Chris Christopherson.
He did good too.
Joe,
Can we pick Wesley Snipes? Because like I did really
Yeah.
like his one-liners.
you can.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, if we pick Wesley, I'm picking Wesley, but I'm also going Deacon Frost next.
All right. So best supporting actor.
Best
That could
supporting?
be. I would say. Let's go. I'd say Whistler on that one.
Best supporting actor. I probably I went Wesley on the first one. I'm going to go Deacon Frost on the second one.
Okay.
Does it have to be supporting Blade?
Supporting actor.
I was gonna say Quinn.
Oh, we've got a 3-way tie here.
I'm fine with Quinn.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with Quinn. I liked Quinn. I just it didn't make sense in the story for him to keeping him alive and then to kill him immediately. Like I thought it was
Well, that's why I'm saying. Like the only reason I can give it to him is because he just kept coming back.
And that's the thing too, because like he died quick. The one girl, the Hispanic girl died quick too. She was talking all that shit. She kicked somebody and they died. All of a sudden she got there and got her head blown off. Like she died quick too. Yeah, everybody died quick in the movie. That's something about it.
What? So, this is a Marvel movie that did not have Stan Lee in it.
Oh yeah. It's
They
early.
filmed the cameo, but it was deleted.
Was he in Daredevil? Like, was he in like the Daredevil
I'm
movies, stuff like that?
pretty
Like
sure he
Daredevil
was.
and Elektra and all them.
Really?
Because I don't
Pretty sure.
think he was in there in the old, like the old Marvel movies. I don't think like when Marvel was dark. I don't think he was in those.
He was.
He was in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the beginning of the movie when he's a little kid.
Oh, okay. So I haven't seen Daredevil since that shit came out.
I fucking love that movie.
Speaking of cameos, do we have a cameo or pop-up role?
Brenda Song.
Yeah, it'd probably be her or probably Sanaa Lathan and his mom. But other than that, that's all I can really think of.
I had no clue that was Brenda Song. That's fucking wild.
She got her ass tossed.
Our last category, most underrated.
Most underrated.
Morbius.
I give it. You said who?
Morbius.
You said Morbius.
He's in the deleted scene.
In this movie?
Yes.
I've never seen deleted, so I gotta watch that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's in the deleted scene.
I would say most underrated would probably be. I would probably go with that cop. No, not the cop. My fault. The boyfriend, the one that was like, "Would you give us a second chance?" Because every scene he did was good.
Who did he play? He played. I lost it. Colin, maybe.
It might. I think it was Colin.
Something like that. I'll have to write his name down.
Or you can do the Asian girls that were singing.
I'm cool with the
That
Asian
shit was
girls
awful.
singing Asian girls.
No, I'm not doing that. They were awful.
I'll just put Colin. I think his name is Colin. So
Yeah, that's fine. Good Colin.
Overall rating. So this is where we give it a rating out of 5 D Monday dollar signs. And then we'll get an average on that. And that will be put into... Hey, Joe, do you want to go ahead and do me a favor and message Jenna and see what she would rate this out of 5?
Yep.
Tell her she can use decimals. Doesn't have to be full whole numbered. Bad guy. Out of 5.
I am going 4.75. It's not a perfect movie, but it was really, really good, especially for its time. I think it still holds up. I'm going 4.75.
Said 4.75. Joe.
1.
Wow. What gave you the 1? What at least kept it at a 1?
His one-liners were good. The fucking blood looks so bad in this movie. I don't care if it was the 90s or it was the late 90s. The blood looked fucking horrible. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really care for the movie. I'm not a huge vampire person though either, so like I mean that could take a part in it. But, like the fight scenes were cool. I thought it was a little. So here's my thing too. I think if I watched this movie back in the day, I probably would have liked it. But me going back and watching it 20, almost 30 years later and seeing this shit, like the fast to the slow mo to the fast. Like I don't care.
But that okay, like I said, we talk about the 90s. That was 90s thing. That was
Right.
Oh,
for,
I know
for speeding
that.
up and slowing down, like because you gotta think they had a slow motion when he was shooting. He tossed a little girl at the same time. He had fast cuts and you
Right.
got quick. Yeah, that's
But
all.
that's
all
what I'm
90s.
saying though, is like me watching it for the first time now
Yeah,
is
no, I
is
get it.
not as great as you guys going back and watching it again.
But there's some movies that I didn't see in the 90s. Like I saw, I think it was Passenger 57 had Wesley Snipes in it, and I still liked it. Like there's like I can still go back and kind of not suspend belief, but just kind of put myself in that time, and be like, okay, this was up for real. Like I seen Friday the 13th for the first time a couple years ago, and I was like, this shit is fire. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, like stuff like that. It still works.
I'm gonna give this movie a 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
She did not message me back.
Well, we can always add it later, and this will go into the definitive Hall of Fame. I will tell you if it's below or above. What movie we put in there? We put in
The Flash.
Yeah, it was The Flash. Okay. So I'm sorry, I gotta open my calculator, guys. So we had 4.75, a 1, and
Hey,
a
if we're gonna be real,
4.5.
Blade had better special effects than the Flash did. If we're gonna do
Stop
that.
it.
Blade
It did not.
is rated overall a 3.41.
That's pretty good.
I'll pull over that list. So, do you recommend this movie, Joe?
No.
Were you gonna be watching any of the sequels?
For once, no.
Why do you watch? You watched that other terrible movie. Why don't you just watch the second one at least?
Because here's the thing, Damone ruined it for
Are you
people
gonna-
recommending movies to me. If the first one's bad, I'm not watching the second
Are
one.
you gonna watch the new movie when it comes out? It had Wesley Snipes isn't in it. It's a brand new everything. Are you
I
gonna
mean,
at least give the
at this
character
point
another
now-
chance?
Well, because of the AMC pass, now I'm forced to watch these other two so I can watch the new one. So yes, I'll
Well,
watch
the new
other
one
two.
is gonna be separate, but yeah,
It doesn't matter. I still have to watch it.
So Flash, we had a 3.62. So this actually comes in number 2 under the Flash.
What did I rate the Flash? Do you have my rating on that?
Kenny, you rated the Flash a 2, and Flash actually had 4 people on that rating. So this could change if Jenna does end up rating it later.
I think it's gonna change. It's gonna
But for
change.
right
I hope she gives it
now,
a 1.
She's not.
yeah.
She's talking about how good it was. She's probably gonna give it like a 4.
right. So as of right now, Blade sits at a 3.41, and it is number 2 under the Flash, and that's where it sits on our list until something changes. I recommend this movie. I love it. I'm gonna watch the sequels. Probably gonna watch the
recommend it as
second one this
well.
weekend. So,
As well.
we're gonna go ahead and do plugs. Joe, do you got a plug?
Never.
What about any of the T13 socials?
I thought you were going to plug those.
I just plugged the website.
T13media.com.
No. I plugged the website
Well, why don't you plug all of it then?
because I plugged the website.
Okay. You can
You
find
plug the handle.
Geek
for
in
the-
the Sheets on Twitter.
There you go.
Not a real court. Twitter. T13
you know
Media.
these handles. You
Face. I don't. I didn't make them. T13 Media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I think that's all of them.
you give.
Oh,
you
Threads.
could,
Threads. T13
we're on
Media.
Threads.
Threads.
Bad guy. What's your plugs?
Catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken Podcast. I'm sorry, Bad Guy Spoken. You can catch the Bad Guy Spoken Podcast on YouTube's, and you can catch the Unbiased Podcast also on the same channel. And you can catch the new show Hood Movie Review. Only 30 episodes in, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, Bad Guy Spoken on all social medias. Yeah.
You could find me on Twitter, hi-fi_Mike. You can find me on Threads, but I don't know what my thing is. And you can find all the shows on the T13 Media Network on our website at T13media.com. Rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell them all about the show and tell them about Blade. So,
Don't tell 'em
Joe,
about
if you
Blade.
want to hit the music, because it won't work for me. That's Geek in the Sheets.
That's gets.
That's gets.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get it.